Now to a very first story here, the 12 labor unions, also known as the Forum, say they will embark on massive nationwide industrial action on 15th November 2016 following delays by government to transfer the 5% Tier 2 monthly deduction. My colleague Matilda Bamega has been speaking to the leadership of the Forum and brings us this report.
By the promulgation of the National Pensions Amendment Act 2014 at 883, those who were 55 years as at 1st January 2015 were exempted from the National Pensions Act 2008 at 766. In other words, those who were 50 years and above as at January 1st, 2010 were exempted from the new act and remained under the Social Security Law 1991, PNDC Law 247. The government, by the amendment, has postponed the implementation of the second tier occupational pension scheme for 5 years, and we are not going to accept any further amendments. The fact still remains that for those who fall under the National Pensions Act 208, that is, those who were below 50 years as of January 1st, 2010, cumulative contributions from January 1, 2010 have not been transferred to the custodial banks of license schemes of the Forum. As the second tier occupational scheme is by law a defined contribution scheme, it is the yield on investment over time that will determine the level of the lump sum payout. Thus, the delay in transfer of funds to the various schemes for almost 7 years is going to affect adversely the level of lump sum or gratuity a retired officer is likely to receive under the second tier. The Forum would wish to state that if by 15th November 2016, government has not complied with its obligation under the settlement judgment, we will have no option than to embark on a massive nationwide industrial action.
Joe Boy! Joe Boy!
Now to some election-related stories. The struggle for votes in the Eastern region by the NDC and the MPP is getting keen by the day as both parties endeavor to undo each other in the region. Now, wife of vice presidential candidate of the MPP, Samira Bawumia, has commenced the campaign in the Eastern region concurrently with the president. Interestingly, Samira Bawumia is campaigning in some constituencies the president has already visited or will be visiting. Early this morning, she commenced a campaign for the MPP in the Kadi constituency. She called on the Muslim community to rally behind the MPP because, according to her, the party has good plans to develop the human resource and infrastructure in the Zongos. She donated 50 bags of cement to the Asuom Islamic Primary and JHS School to rehabilitate their dilapidated school building. Now, Maxwell Kudako is my colleague, and he's been following Samira Bawumia's team, and he's joined us to give us some live updates on the tour. Hi, Maxwell.
Hello.
So really, apart from her donation and asking the Zongo community to rally behind the MPP, what else has she been saying to the people?
Well, at the mini rally at the Asuom Lorry Park, the wife of the NPP's vice presidential candidate, Samira Bawumia, told the teeming crowd that the MPP has the best of policy to push Ghana forward. She called on all and sundry to rally behind the MPP and ensure that the MPP put Ghana to its past glory. She mocked at the president that the president and the NDC claim to have fixed most of the roads in the Eastern region. But when the president commenced his tour in the Eastern region, he was using a helicopter to campaign or to reach out to the constituents in the various regions. So she questioned that if indeed the roads in the Eastern region are in that good shape, why is it that the president did not use a vehicle or did not travel en route from one constituency to the other? According to Samira Bawumia, the performance of the NDC over the past 8 years has been so abysmal. So the people of Ghana should rise up and then vote against the NDC. Samira Bawumia indicated that the throughout the 8 years of the MPP, they were able to mobilize or raise total loans and taxes up to the tune of 20 billion cedis. And she said, out of the 20 billion cedis, the MPP was able to initiate so many social intervention projects and policies. But the NDC in 8 years they've been able to raise 240 billion, but they've not been able to prove anything in evidence to show that they have worked to the satisfaction of the Ghanaian populace. So she called on the people to rise up and vote. Finally, she asked the people to ensure that their vote counts in this election. She said that if you go to vote in the morning, you go home and go and eat. When it's about 4:35, you come to the polling station and police the ballot. So in effect, she's charging the people to ensure that their ballots count. Presently, we are at a community called Abam, still in the Kede constituency. From here, we will proceed to the Akotia constituency, and then she will continue her campaign there.
Now, Maxwell, you're with the team. Do you get an indication that this particular campaign tour of Samira Bawumia is deliberate or coincidence? I mean, considering the fact that the president is in that same region.
I've been talking to some of the party officials in the constituency. They claim it is not intentional to trace the president, but it happens to be a coincidence that the president started his tour in the eastern region concurrently with Samira Bawumia. They said they are not leaving any stone unturned. They will continue to campaign hard until they wrestle power from the NDC.
Right, thank you very much, Maxwell Kudeka, for those updates. And meanwhile, leader of the New Patriotic Party, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, is continuing his tour in the Volta region as he meets the chiefs and people of Ketekrache on day 3 of his 5-day tour. Now let's get on the phone and speak to my colleague Ivy Setoji. Hi, Ivy. Now, we know that there was a bit of a setback with the MPP's campaign yesterday. They were left stranded at Dambai. But where is Nana Addo now, and what is he doing?
Well, Nana Addo left track a while ago on the way to Dambai, then to Pasta. He explained that the reason for which he couldn't pay a necessary call on the chief yesterday when he arrived there. Now, the incident at Dambai, that was the incident at Dambai regarding the ferry. He also noted that 8 years as vice and as president of President Mahama in high office has resulted in untold levels of suffering among Ghanaians. He added that every truthful Ghanaian will admit that Ghana is not on the right track. He also says that President Mahama cannot develop Ghana or improve the well-being of citizens. He also said that Ghana can describe him as an angel you don't know, explaining that service to the country in the area of law, business, and politics is highly recommended. So he's been asking the people to vote for him, to give him a nod so that he can change the country.
All right, Ivy, now we know he's been meeting some of the chiefs and people of Ketekrache. And what have the chiefs been telling him?
Well, the chiefs indicated that the endorsement of President Mahama by the Krachi Hine during his recent tour was purely cosmetic and just to make the president happy. According to him, he requested for the creation of the OT region when he becomes president, with Krachi being the capital, also provision of jobs for his people when Nana wins. He also urged Nana not to forget the people of Ketekrache when he wins.
All right, thank you very much, Ivy Setoji, for those updates. You're watching Joy News today with me, Benis Abu Baidu. Still on the campaign trail, we'll take you back to the Eastern region where President Mahama is on a campaign tour. My colleague Kofi Siam will join us shortly to give us some updates of that particular tour right after this. Please don't go away.